With the rapid rise of buy now, pay later, what would be known as an alternative forms of credit data, there are some developments that have been going on for over the last year or 2 years due to the rise of buy now, pay later products with with companies like Affirm. It is basically distributed all over the economic marketplace. Zip, Sizzle, Afterpay, and a few others. The credit bureaus are pushing to add buy now pay later data to our credit reports so that it can become a part of the metric that lenders look at when they're extending credit. But there are several different things going on in this sector, and I'm just going to run you over a few of them quickly. Apple was the first of any because Apple have a pay buy now pay later um, product. They were the first that started to share information to Experian. But the other players, the credit bureaus are pushing to get the other players to share that data, and it seems to me that very quickly. I think next month, in beginning in November, TransUnion will start to include it in their consumer reports. Experian and all three are planning to do that. But what they're saying so far, which eventually I think they will begin to do this, they're claiming that it will not be calculated within your credit score. Affirm have been doing this for a while though, but Affirm is big in terms of the marketplace. Affirm I think is the biggest of all of them in terms of what Affirm is used to do and how long they have been established. So Affirm already started to report this on credit reports, but the other players are jumping in. They were a bit hesitant. But what the credit bureaus are actually saying is that they are not gonna allow it to be calculated within the credit score. But what they are not telling the public is that they are working behind the scene with FICO and with Vantage, which is the score that the big four credit bureaus, big three plus the next to the big three that most people don't know about, Innovis own, which is the Vantage score, which is on Credit Karma. They are trying to work with Vantage and FICO to build within their scorecard the calculation of buy now pay later products. So even though they're going to begin to report it now and it's not going to be calculated as a metric within your credit score, later down the road, this will eventually become a part of it because TransUnion, especially, is pushing, saying that they are trying to push FICO and Vantage to add bill out a score where it factors into play. Because remember, our regular FICO score and the scorecard that is used calculates certain data, and they have what you call next gen scores that factor into the calculation other non-traditional metrics. You have a lot of non-traditional metrics that are being used in many different credit scores. So as a result, I think eventually they're gonna get there where they factor it in because it's becoming a massive market and they are trying to get in, especially the banks. Because I think earlier in the year, Chase basically decided that they're gonna come with their own buy now pay later product, which they do have already, but they're gonna stop you from using your Chase card from paying for the buy now pay later product. So the marketplace is getting competitive. So what do we do now, right? The buy now pay later is also governed by the FCRA in terms of it being a credit product. And when it comes on to disputing the same laws that govern the CFPB published some rules last year coming into this year and made it clear that the buy now pay later products are governed by the same rules that a traditional credit card is governed by. But here where you have the conflict here. The buy now pay later, when it reports on your credit report coming in the future, it will be reported as an installment. A regular credit card is a revolving, which basically is a different kind of product. But the rules that govern the buy now pay later will be the same rules or are the same rules that govern credit card, which is revolving. So once you have an issue like €1 billion or you buy something and you don't get the product, you would use the Fair Credit Billing Act to dispute it and the Truth in Lending Act to dispute it in terms of you buying something. Because a lot of times merchants pay the buy now pay later pay for it up front and then on the back end you pay them back. If you have an issue where you pay for a product or a service and you don't get it, you would use the Fair Credit Billing Act and the other laws that govern credit card and the Card Act to dispute the buy now pay later thing. Because there's issues where this is concerned, but it's the same laws that you will use because it is classified. The CFP put out a lengthy publication on this and making it clear that the same rules that govern traditional credit cards are the one that are governed buy now pay later. So this is what is on the horizon. Buy now pay later. Affirm have been doing it already. Apple have been sharing with Experian already, but it's gonna go where all the big bureaus do it based upon what they're saying. They're gonna have a segment on the credit report that is separate that they put those, and it will be reported as an installment as opposed to. For now, it will be there when they start reporting it, but it will not be calculated within the credit score. They are working with FICO and Vantage to build out models of scores to basically get it to calculate there. All right, this is what I have for now. Buy now, pay later will be shown up on your credit report. More of the companies. Affirm already does, but let us keep our eye out. We are going to be very careful with these kind of products now, just as we are with credit cards. Peace.